Hey, it's Cody. Today we're going to be diving into the generation section inside of the Systems Accelerator Manager. Now, the power in this is when we build out resources that are really valuable, we can host them on our website, we can start sending traffic to them, and then we can collect lead information in exchange for these resources. I like to call these lead magnets because they draw in leads and allow us to trade details. Now, the other value in this is as these leads use these resources, read about, learn about, they're going to become engaged leads. And engaged leads are more likely to become customers. So it's a win, 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 right? Now, I'm going to dive into the resource creation side of this, and I'm going to show you guys how you'll be able to generate a new resource inside the Systems Accelerator Manager. It's a lot of fun. It's really easy, and it can be done oftentimes in about 3 minutes with a little bit of refinement at the end so that you can inject your own expertise as the real estate agent into it. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. On the left-hand side, you're going to notice that I navigated to the Generations tab. Now, when you are on the Generations tab, you're going to see 4 areas of focus. Conversions, which is all about lead generation. Operations, which is about business operations. Retentions is all about your past clients. And then the experiences are interwoven in between the other 3, creating a world-class client experience to ensure that those customers are not going to stop sharing about how great you are. So for this example, we're going to go ahead and click on the conversions. Now, because I was talking about building out a resource to house on our website, let's go ahead and click the lead magnet for this example. The resource now has a type option available. Now, there's lots of different types of resources you can create. One of my favorites is actually a guide. Once we click on the guide, the selected team member details is really important because this is going to be where you make sure that your specific team member that you filled out in your profile is accurate. If for some reason you didn't get to filling it out all the way, you definitely want to go back, fill that out, and then it's going to make generating much easier. But for now, let's go ahead and assume that that was done properly. Once we have our team member selected, you can select the member niche or the area of focus you have within real estate. And then after that, you're going to focus on your member voice. This is your writing style, and this is going to be how we customize the content specifically to sound like you, even though it's written by Sam. You want to make sure all of these are correct. And if for some reason you didn't like one of them, you can adjust. Now, the last piece you have to focus on before we go ahead and begin is the objective. Now, the objective is where we focus Sam into what the resource itself is going to do. It is going to allow leads to engage with the guide and turn them from potential leads into clients by sharing a bit about the home buying process. Now, the more detailed you can be in the objective, the better off you are. But for the example, this will work great. Click begin. Now, Sam's going to think about everything we typed in. It's going to go ahead and it's going to fire back our next page. This is the refinements question. Now, I like to consider this the tuning fork of the Systems Accelerator Manager because this is going to allow Sam to really understand what we are trying to create. Now, he does this like any good Stoic philosopher by asking questions. Read all of these questions and then also read the pre-filled in answer that Sam has built. But don't just allow him to answer it. Go ahead and get in here, re-answer these questions or add the additional context that you are looking to add specifically for this resource. If for some reason you don't like one of the questions, on the right-hand side, there is a thumbs down that you can use. If you realize, oh, actually, I think I do want to leave that in there, not a problem. Just go ahead and thumbs that up. For the sake of this example, I'm going to go ahead and just hit continue. But again, go ahead and read each of these questions and make sure that they sound really great. From here, we're going to hit continue, and Sam is going to get to work thinking. He's going to think about what we're wanting to create. He's going to read each of these questions. He's going to look at each of these answers that you pre-filled in, and he's going to fire back our first draft of this. Now, because this is oftentimes an outline, this is going to be where it's really important that we don't just stop here. There's a lot that has to be done to make this a great resource, but very quickly we were able to create something, and something is always better than nothing, right? So what I would encourage you to do is read through this, figure out where some holes in this resource are, and we can do a couple things to start filling those holes. If for some reason you didn't think that this was on base at all, you could hit this regenerate button. What this is going to do is it's going to look at what you're looking to create. It's going to reread the questions and it's going to try again. It'll give you another generation and you'll be ready to go. If for some reason You don't want to just regenerate, but maybe there is a specific focus that you hoped would be included that wasn't. You can hit this refine button and you can tell Sam exactly what you were hoping to have added, a different focus you wanted to be highlighted, or just any detail. To say this is like if you were talking to your assistant about something you would wish they'd written in an email. So just think of it as very conversational and you'll be well on your way. Now, the other thing you can do is hit this expand button. The expand button is going to expand in two different ways. It can either expand all of the content, or maybe you want to expand a specific section. So an example of this would be the understanding the home buying process. Maybe we really want to dive into that and we want to expand it more in depth. Well, Sam can absolutely do that for you. Now, once we've gotten all of those pieces built out, it's going to be time to go ahead and click this edit button. The edit button is going to open up a interface that allows you to click in and actually start typing yourself. Because you are the expert in real estate, spend a little bit of time building out this resource properly and infusing and injecting your own expertise into it. The more valuable you can make this lead magnet, the more informed your potential new customers are going to be. The more informed they are, the less time you have to work answering their questions. So it's all going to pay off in the very end. But I would wager if you spend 10 to 15 minutes reading through and focusing on each of these different sections, you're going to be in a good spot. After that, go ahead and hit the save button. Now, the save button is going to do two things. One, it's going to save it to our saved template section. If we ever want to revisit this, we'll be able to. Now, the other thing it's going to do is it's going to allow Sam to understand a little bit better who you are, how you write, and how it can help create resources for you. And the last piece before we finish this is this copy button. If you would like to, you can copy the plain text. You can put it into, say, a PDF form, and you can attach it to your website. We'll talk a little bit later about some options you have for that. The other thing that you might find is the HTML source. Sometimes our websites will allow us to input text, and this is a great way for the HTML source to do that. Once we have all of this accomplished, we're ready to go. All we have to do is hit the return button. It's going to take us back to the very beginning. We could just go ahead and on the left-hand side, click this back button. Now, it's worth noting the saved generations area down here is where that saved generation is. And you can see it right here. That's the one we just created. And from here, we could either load it up and it's going to take us back into that editor, or if we would like to, we are more than welcome to delete it. So that's how we create a resource in the Systems Accelerator Manager. Like I said before, you can start building these out, giving them a little bit of time, infusing your expertise into them, start sending them out into the world, send traffic to them. You bring in new leads. Those new leads are informed or engaged leads, which is going to be really powerful. And hopefully they start turning into customers. These are really great ways for us to start auditing what our customers want, or areas of focus that we have inside of our business where we're sharing lots of different things. We can also focus on the business operations, past client experiences, or just the experiences that are interwoven in our business as a whole. I'm really excited for you guys to get in here. So go ahead and either follow along with that example that I just built for you guys, or go ahead and start building your own. And I will see you very soon.